we have got LUNAR-1 EP, Afinity. Personally, I don't know if you guys are aware. I know a lot of people. I know Justin XLS has criticized me this before, but he thinks that I just gas up Afinity because he's involved in my community and whatnot. Genuinely, Afinity is one of my favorite artists at the moment. I think it's just because the focus on musicality and just his production style is just right up my alley right now. I love that sort of warm, smooth sound that he goes for, and then the musicality of his verses is always just really well done. So I'm hoping that we can beat the allegations. But in the meantime, let's hop into it. He's got a 9-track EP. Personally, I would want to argue it's an album, but I get why he's marketing as an EP. Our first track of the EP is one that we have not heard before. We have got Under the Surface, Ari Kemmler. I have heard her voice before. She is doing some work with a special, with another member of our community, producer-wise. So I've heard some unreleased things. You'll see her name come up pretty soon, though. So Ari Kemmler, she's also doing a couple more with Afinity, if I'm not mistaken, from what he said. So yeah, Under the Surface, one that we have not heard before. Let's get into it, dude. Brand new stuff from Mr. Arya.
Home is where we used to go. I know where I belong. Under the surface.
Really nice acoustic guitar on that.
Risk what it took to get this far. What I did to leave this long.
Really nice atmospheres too. Damn, this EP is gonna be so fucking good, bro.
I wasn't ready to risk it all.
Beautiful release on that.
I could see the world, but I won't find my home.
That's good, man. That's really fucking good.
I've come to know at all. I can feel the fall since I won't breathe the same. I'm not like how I used to be at all.
Really nice sort of vocal chops in the back there too. I love that like little touch to it. Is it gonna be a little bit more chill if I had to make a guess?
I'm not like how I used to be at all.
Huge percussion on that. I think the percussion's a little bit abrasive for me. I prefer it to be a little bit more toned down, but I appreciate the uniqueness of it all.
I used to be at
Yeah, very unique on that. But yeah, I can't lie. I think the drops, I think the percussion's a little loud for me. Really nice chords on that too. Love this section here. I will say, even if the percussion was a little bit more toned down, that's still an incredibly unique sound that he went for, in my opinion. So, are we gonna go a little bit bigger?
to be at all.
Whoa, okay. Yeah, that's Afinity, dude. His production is just so good, dude. Oh yeah, nice release on that too with the kick. Dude, just the like, literally just like the attention to detail and like masterful musicality on display, dude. That's like literally like, I can't describe enough that like stuff like this is just like literally exactly what I'm looking for in music right now, dude. Like near borderline perfect musicality. Great vocal from Ari Kemmler. She did a fantastic job on that. Really nice chords and atmospheres. The atmospheres especially is what really gets me with his stuff. I think only critique I really have, and it's a very big critique at that, I feel like Drop 1, as cool as it was, the percussion is very, very abrasive for that type of sound. I feel like kind of toning it back a little bit. Not even a little bit. I think it needs to be I think it should have been toned back quite a bit. But outside of that, dude, Drop 2 is really well done. Got interesting bits of ear candy and syncopations in there to make things interesting. And just like production wise, dude, like 10 out of 10 production on that song. I think because of Drop 1, I would have to lower my rating of it quite a bit. I think I probably would go with like maybe like an 8.5 if I had to say. Pretty much everything else outside of that drop, I think, was like amazing though. Like incredible stuff. So Drop 1 is still good though. I think it is good. I just think that like it's just very tough to listen to with in terms of the juxtaposition of the energy that the sound wants to go for with like the grandness of the percussion. That's just kind of my opinion on it all, but I can totally get I get the idea he wanted to go for there for sure. So yeah, minute has passed. It's gonna get an amazing from chat. I think outside of Drop 1, I'd probably agree, but yeah, really great stuff. And also, I think it sets the tone really nicely as an intro too. I've mentioned before, and I think everyone kind of is aware, I'm not crazy in terms of listening to a project as a whole, in terms of it telling a story. I kind of just want good tracks. But I think trying to look at it as objectively as possible from the EP listening experience, I think it does a pretty good job on that front, kind of setting the tone properly for the EP. But next up, we've got Without Me, Afinity, Concrete Castles. We already reacted to this one on stream. Yeah, I mean, what else really needs to be said about this one? Incredible stuff. 10 out of 10 vocal from Concrete Castles. And just masterful production on display by Afinity. Really nice sort of hollow-esque type drop that it goes for. With the key forward sound. Kind of feels like an elevation of the Afinity type sound. So yeah, really enjoyed Without Me. Without Me was really solid. I would give that one a 9.85 out of 10. Amazing, starting to pull away. We'll end it there. Gonna get an amazing from chat as well. Unsurprisingly so. Like I said, his stuff is just ridiculous. And Without Me, again, perfect, nearly perfect production, nearly perfect musicality on display, dude. Like, and it definitely, to me, felt like that one took a little bit more risk. I think the big critique that Afinity has with a lot of his stuff is it can tend to be a little samey at times, which I can agree with. But I think at the end of the day, I care more about Affinity's stuff for the verses and the musicality and the soundscapes and the atmospheres than necessarily caring about whether the drop idea is really generic or not. His production is so well done. I don't care if it's really generic that much, but I can see the critiques for sure. Save Me, fourth single that came out for the EP. My takes were a little hot in the Discord. Personally, not my favorite from Afinity. I thought that production wise and ideas wise, it was relatively unique, felt different. But I thought Josh Rubin's vocal was like an absolute stinker. To me, the verses didn't really stand out a ton. Felt more in alignment with that sort of generic style melodic bass type verses where the vocal doesn't really do much to engage me. And yeah, I don't know. I thought his vocal really kind of held the track back in a significant way for me. So personally wasn't my favorite. It's an ad, but I haven't really returned to it very much. But yeah, I can appreciate the uniqueness. It's got 3 different drops. So like I said, it's cool. Production's again nearly perfect. I just think that vocal wise wasn't really too crazy on it. I don't think the verse, and I think as a result, my enjoyment of the drops wasn't as much because I didn't really enjoy the verses as much. So yeah, I think it'd probably get like, if I had to pick, maybe a flat 8 on that one. I still added it, but I just haven't returned to it too much as a result. Tend to agree with that evaluation. I just like the first drop and love the second. Totally get it. Like I said, the verses are really well done. Or sorry, the drops are really well done. And I think they both explore really cool and innovative ideas. It's just, for me, the verses don't really click at all. So there's only so much that I'm really willing to return back to it and also enjoy the drops. So, but yeah, the drops on their own are really cool. Minute has passed. It's gonna get a good from chat. I would agree. Think it's like right in that middle sort of end of good. But yeah, next up we have got one of the new ones. We have got Getaway, Afinity. I think this one has a vocal if I'm not mistaken. So we'll listen to it, man. Let's get into it. 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Let's hop into it.
Wake up, it's the morning. Let the light have time to pass. 'Cause if they can't see the sun, then we can make
Nice sort of acoustic aspects to it.
If you trust me and what it could be, you'll never leave here alone. If you trust me, I'm waiting by the door. If it's the moon or the stars, take me to anywhere you are.
Really nice layering on the vocals there. This is actually Dylan singing. Okay, nice little vibe so far. Nothing's like crazy in the verses that's really drawing me, but that's just a nice vibe.
If it's the moon.
Nice fill.
If it's the moon.
Yeah, filled overall. Ooh, nice little vibe there. Worlds away type percussion-esque. Yeah, I think overall just like a nice sort of vibey type song, really well produced again. Doesn't try to do anything too crazy or interesting, but it's just overall really solid.
If you trust me, I'm waiting by the door. If it's the moon or the
Ooh, nice release there.
anywhere you are, I wanna be right there by your arms for the getaway. If we don't move, we'll be caught. We'll go right back to the start. I wanna be right there by your arms for the getaway.
All right, drop 2.
If it's the moon.
Yeah, nice stuff. Nice little outro here. See, like, that's the thing that I love so much about Afinity. I think that's my favorite part. Just like the like I've mentioned it before, just like the attention to detail and stuff like that outro. It's like, it's not just like a fade out or anything or like a traditional sort of outro style thing. Like, there's definitely like some sort there you can hear the care to attention and detail and stuff like that. So really, really well done stuff. Yeah, overall it's just a pretty solid one. Definitely doesn't like do a ton to like blow me away or anything, but the verses are pretty, vocals not too shabby. Kind of just, I think that the main critique, obviously, I think, is that this one definitely does feel samey to me. Kind of has like that sort of traditional melodic bass type formula to it, with nothing too crazy. But again, production really well done, and the acoustic guitars and whatnot were nice little touch as well. So yeah, I think I'd give that, like, I think I would probably say that was about as good as Save Me for me as well. I think I'd probably give that like a flat 8. I'm interested. It's going to get an overwhelming good from chat. I would definitely agree with that. Just right on that middle sort of end of between being good and amazing. It's just a firmly good song. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'd sit on Getaway. But next up, as mentioned before, Gravity has been the one that has probably been everyone's favorite. If I've seen everyone talking about the EP, I've tried to avoid as much spoilers as possible, but everyone has been saying that Gravity is the best. It's got Meg and Dia Frampton on it, which is interesting. I can't remember the last song I've heard from Meg and Dia. Maybe Monster.exe remix. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that one. That's a classic dubstep from like 2011. Have you guys ever heard that song before? Should I play it? Surely you've heard this dubstep song, right? Yeah, it's pretty close to the original. That's probably the last Megan Dia song I've ever heard. So, yeah. We've got Gravity. Let's get into it. I assume that it probably won't sound like that remix, but that was a Monster remix. Way back in the day. Greg 10.
We got the world, handful of pearls in our pockets.
Is this one Dia? I think this one's probably Dia.
Just out of reach when we started. Hands tied in my wrist, jeans, hearts bleeding on us.
Nice guitar on that.
Got the universe in your backseat. Fireworks when our lips meet. Your body circles around me. Got me in your gravity.
Got like a housey sort of vibe.
Got me in your gravity.
I'm sure Meg sings. I just don't know her voice well enough to know when it's gonna be her.
Tell me when I dream and promise I will stay. Won't forget the feel. Got me in your gravity.
Alright, let's see. Maybe Frog House if I had to guess.
Got me in your gravity.
Ooh, that's fun, dude. Nice fill on that.
Got me in your gravity.
The lead on that too. Yeah, that's fun,
I hope the sun never comes up.
dude. See, I don't know which one's Meg and which one's Dia.
Nowhere to go, but everywhere so
I dropped a key came off my keyboard too. Shit.
Hands tied on my wrist, jeans, hearts bleeding on all sleeves. Light a cigarette for me. Got the universe in your backseat.
I think this one might be Meg if I had to make a guess. This one sounds a little different.
Got me in your gravity.
Really nice atmosphere is there.
Got me in your gravity. Take me far away. Tell me when I dream.
Maybe halftime if I had to make a guess.
Won't forget the feel. Got me in your gravity.
Wouldn't mind 4 on the floor again though. That was a fun sound.
Got me in your gravity.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was gonna be halftime.
Got me in your gravity.
Really nice melody. Bring the lead. Bring the lead. Oh, that's so fucking good, dude. The lead adds so much to that idea. Yeah, that's gorgeous, dude. That's my favorite of the new ones so far. I can see why everyone was hyping that one up. Damn, dude, that's fucking fun as hell. That's one I'm definitely gonna be repeating for sure. Yeah, that's fucking great. Again, I don't know exactly which one's Meg and which one's Dia. Affinity, prog housey type stuff. Really fun verses. I feel like the verses don't do anything too crazy, but they're appropriately well done. Really great atmospheres. Honestly, wasn't too in love with the vocal tonality that they had was nice, but I didn't think that like the vocal melody was anything too crazy or catchy per se. But I think that just production wise and idea wise and drop wise, like and like I said, their vocals sound really nice. I just don't know if the melody was super engaged, like as engaging as it could have been per se. But overall, just really fucking solid stuff. Like that's just me nitpicking at like the most minor details possible. I think if I had to give that a rating, I'm gonna do it again. Fuck you guys. I'm giving that a 9.35 out of 10. Like I just don't feel like a 9.5 feels a little too high, but 9.25 feels a little too low. Like 9.35 does the job properly for me. I know. Get your ews, get your grosses out of the chat if you guys want to. I probably deserve it, but like I don't know, 9.35 just seems right, dude. I hate you, TKC, and you just made me cry. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to change it to a 9.25 for you guys though. I feel like I just don't think it's a 9.5, but really well done song though. I could see that growing to a 9.5 for sure. But for right now, where it stands, 9.35 feels more than appropriate. That's going to get an amazing from chat. I would totally agree, dude. Super fun stuff. Affinity, prog, house, halftime type beat. Very happy the song went with the halftime switch too. Okay, so next up, we have got Misunderstood with Dia Frampton. You guys all know how I feel about this one. I think this is like borderline musical masterpiece here. Fantastic Dia Frampton vocal, probably a 10 vocal from her, and just masterful musicality on display. I just feel like the vibe that the track goes for is just so perfect. Feels super unique to me too. The emotional connection that I have with this song is just like unbelievable. Gave it a 9.9 last year. Second favorite song of 2023. Has not changed. 9.9 out of 10. Probably still hands down my favorite off the EP, without a doubt. So 9.9 out of 10. And it's super unique too. I know, again, a lot of people say that his stuff is a little samey. That one was the definition of just like doing something new, trying something interesting. Amazing absolutely dominates. Not even remotely close. Yeah, what else needs to be said about this song? Lead single off the EP. Really well done stuff. But yeah, next up, also second single off the EP that came out, When You Fall with Say We Can Fly. Personally, when I first heard it, it wasn't even a playlist ad. Gave it a little bit more chances and it grew on me quite a bit. I still have some nitpicks here and there in terms of the rocktronic-y sort of sound, and the percussion is probably my biggest concern that I still have with the song. I don't love the natural kit vibe that the song goes with, but I think musicality-wise, Say We Can Fly's vocal is really well done, and the verses are just super engaging. So it's definitely grown on me for sure. I think I'd probably give it like an 8.25 if I had to give it a rating. Really solid stuff overall. I think when I first listened to it, I think I gave it like a 6.25 though. So it's definitely done its work to grow in my favor. And like I said, it's really well produced. I just sort of some of the musical choices that come with trying to make a more rock-inspired tune fell a little flat for me. It's going to get a good from chat, I would agree. But yeah, next up, we have got Afinity, Sandy Night. I don't know if I even know who that is. It's a dude. Okay. So male vocal. It's Not Over, Affinity Santa Night. I don't know what to necessarily expect from this one, but I also haven't seen anyone talk about this one, which is kind of weird. I've seen a lot of people talk about some of the other ones. I have not seen anyone talk about this one at all. So interested to see what it brings. What's up, Aria?
And I hate that I'm the reason you're upset with regret.
Got a sort of darker type feel to it.
Stay a lifetime if you let me. No matter how
not too bad on the verses so far.
I won't let you down. When it all falls, when it gets dark, it's not over.
Nice vocal melody on that.
Apart, I know in your heart it's not over. When it's time to say goodbye, I will risk it.
I wish there was a little bit more progression in the idea, but not too shabby.
I'm not ready to say it's over.
I feel like this one's gonna be a little bit more chill if I had to make a guess.
When it's time to say goodbye, I will risk it all to try. I'm not ready to say it's over.
Alright, not too bad. Ooh, that lead. Got that sort of typical Afinity saw sound. Nice fill on that. Yeah, I think the lead adds a lot to that. Sort of plucky style sound. Yeah, nice, dude. Not, like I said, with Getaway, not anything too crazy or anything like that, but just a really nice vibe overall. Snare rating? The snare didn't necessarily pop out to me. I'll pay a little bit more attention to drop 2. I can give you a snare rating though. Ooh, that is cool. Nice little fade out there.
If they tear us apart, I know
love the sort of minimalism in here with the atmospheres.
When it's time to say goodbye, I will risk it all to try. I'm not ready to say it's over.
I assume it's gonna be same drop. I'll pay a little bit more attention to the snare, like I said. Oh, interesting little cut there. Nice fill there too. Snare's really nice. Yeah, that lead adds. All right. Yeah, not too bad overall. I think, like I said, with Getaway, I think it's very similar to that. Kind of goes for that more sort of, I don't know if I want to necessarily say like generic per se. I think the plucky sort of lead definitely added a lot to the drop. I think just like overall, it's just like a pretty solid, chill, sort of vibey little track. Doesn't try to do anything too crazy or anything like that. I definitely wish that in terms of the verses wise, I wish that there was just a little bit more progression between every 8 bars and whatnot. There were some points in the verses where it just felt a little stagnant. But outside of that, just like an overall pretty cool idea. Would definitely add it for sure. I think I'd probably give it like maybe like a 7.75 feels appropriate. 7.75. I'll let you guys get your votes in. That's kind of where I'm sitting right now. 7.75. Snare rating will get like a solid 9 for me. Really enjoyed the snare. Felt appropriate in the sort of context of the song. feel like a better vocal could have done it wonders. Also, second strip of the elements before drop 2 wasn't for me. Yeah, vocal wasn't like absolutely my favorite thing in the world. I think it did its job for sure. But definitely not like the craziest vocal in the world. So it is going to get a good from chat. I would agree. I think it's right in that middle end of between being good and great. So little 7.75 action for you guys. But all right, next up we have got Spaceship, Afinity, Josh Rubin. So little story behind this song. I don't know if you guys remember, me and Insco did a feedback stream. Oh boy, I don't even remember when this was, like 8 months ago, I want to say. It's been a hot minute since that feedback stream. Afinity submitted this song when it was in its rough stages. I think it was in like V1 or something like that. So technically, I've heard it. I don't remember what it sounds like. It's been a hot minute since I've heard it. But it's there. We listened to it. So technically I have heard it before. I don't remember what it sounds like. I think the only thing I really remember is that there was one drop, but I remember really liking it. So I assume with some more versions and whatnot, definitely has gotten more well polished over the time. So let's give it a listen, man. Let's see. EP closer. We'll give some thoughts on the album, and then that'll be it for the day.
I don't know you very well, but I can see a sadness hanging over you. Tell me what you're going through.
Really nice percussion there, sort of filtered, clappy type snares.
Just don't let it weigh you down. Keep holding out. Time, take your time. Nothing lasts.
Same snare as your imagination. Oh no, the forbidden snare.
Between you and I, ease your mind.
Really nice vibe so far.
Things will get better.
Oh, it's Will. What's up, dude? 8.356. Nice percussion on
I
that.
can see the warning signs that you're about to lose the fight. Everything is on the line.
Yeah, nice chords
So
on
let your
that.
fire be your guide. I know how it feels to have the walls cave in.
Little sort of Josh Rubin falsetto action there for a bit. Reminiscence of like Breakthrough.
Anybody listening? Time, take your time. Nothing lasts forever.
Love that.
Things will get better between you and I.
It's got that like Afinity sound, but kind of held back a little bit.
It's just some bad weather.
Yeah, that's nice, dude.
Things will get better.
Nice progression there, adding that sort of lead in there. Nice work with the vocals there too. You guys think that's fake? No, it's real William Backtrust. He doesn't have the music tag on his account. Every time he comes into Insco or Minds chat, everyone just thinks that he's fake, but it's the real one, trust me. Really nice sort of organic sort of outro here with the pianos. Oh, that is great, dude. Very appropriate for an outro for sure. Yeah, dude, that's nice. Solid little outro to end the EP. See, that's the thing. It's been so long ago, I don't really remember. That was basically a first reaction. But yeah, dude, really solid stuff. I think that like everything progression-wise felt appropriate. Really nice vocal from Josh Rubin. That one, I enjoyed that one a lot more than the Save Me vocal. Just felt like, and then like I said, with the drop too, kind of had that laid back but still very signature for Afinity type sound to it. Yeah, it felt like, if I can describe it, it felt muted, but it wasn't missing any sort of the production expertise that you can expect from Affinity's type stuff. It just had a very sort of chilled, laid back type sound, and I think that it worked really appropriate with the context of the song overall. So yeah, dude, really solid stuff. I think I'd give that like 8.75 is I think where I'm sitting on that one. 8.75. Like I said, really solid stuff. The outro sold me for sure. And the drop as well. Drop and the outro absolutely sold me, dude. Really solid stuff overall. I love it when like songs have just like lots of effort. I know, because I know in the whole sort of Spotify type world, outros generally are discouraged. Intros and outros are generally discouraged. But I think having some of those, especially for a project closer, can just be so appropriate. So yeah, that's gonna get an amazing from chat. Overall thoughts on the EP though, man. Definitely one of my favorite projects I've heard in a very long time. Just it's been a while since I've had a project where I added literally everything to. I think, you know what the funniest thing is, the comparisons of this one has been compared a lot to Man Cub's album, because this one is like longer than Man Cub's album was essentially 6 tracks, and then this one's a 9-track EP. So a lot of people have been comparing those two projects. I think quality wise though, the projects are very similar. Just really well done musicality, making sure the fundamentals of music are properly well done. It's produced really well. The musicality is really solid. Great vocals. I don't think you can really ask for much more when it comes to a project, especially for someone who, I don't want to say necessarily as small as Afinity. I think that he's probably making his progress in terms of developing his fan base, but I definitely think that a project like this will do really well for him. And yeah, a project I thoroughly enjoyed the release schedule for. So I'm very interested to see what else he does in the future. And as a devout member and contributor to our community, I have to thank him, because he's done a lot for our community in terms of coming in and chatting with all the fans and whatnot. So it's definitely helped generate some excitement for our Discord and whatnot. So definitely appreciate what he does for the community as well. So